Remotely dope, y'all.
What is up,
I'm Randy.
Clay?
Oh shit, I gotta say my name. Clay!
Yeah, we got it that time. Nailed it.
Yeah, fucking killer.
Here.
So we got a few good things to talk about today. Uh fucking looks like the Trump era has come to an end.
Yeah. Well, we try not to get political on this channel, so
I'm okay
wonderful.
with being
Or
political. I'm okay with being political. I think just Dakota personally just doesn't like to discuss politics. I think he just finds it boring. So it's just not something he wants to have any interest in. But
no,
I can't really speak for him. I don't know.
I feel like I don't know enough about politics to preach or anything like that. So
No, definitely can't preach. But you're saying the whole Trump thing didn't make a whole lot of sense to you when we were speaking earlier.
it just never did, man. The type of I guess I just have more faith in people than that. Like it just seems so transparent to me. Some businessman, um, fucking billionaire TV star, celebrity, coming in and saying all this shit, and to have people. Obviously, I'm being very vague about it because, like I said, I'm not trying to start any arguments, but it's just interesting seeing some of the ways he's behaved and some of the things he said. And seeing the reactions from people, like, oh, that's just how people are, and at least this guy says it like it is, and it's like, it's called a filter.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's a
But
I I think it's just we gotta stop hiring people who are above the age of 70 to do the job, in my opinion.
yeah, we had one of the youngest, or the youngest president we ever had, and then we went to the oldest now.
I don't think Obama was the youngest. I think JFK was younger than Obama, bro.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, JFK was in his 30s. I'm pretty
I
sure,
just
or late 30s.
oh, okay. I just assumed because I know that Obama was a young president. Um, yeah, because he was in like his late 40s when he swore in, or
Oh, yeah, JFK was 43 when he became president,
jeez.
and Obama became president at the age of. Why is that question not pop up as something that just has an answer to it, but fucking JFK does?
Right.
Well, it was at an age, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't 42. I think he was older.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, there you
But
go. He was 47.
oh, okay. I just remember them saying that that was young, and I mean it is.
It is. Yes, definitely as far as presidents go.
Right. So I just assumed he was the youngest because he's the youngest looking. If you've seen the poster that's in every history class ever, he's got the youngest looking profile shot on there.
Oh, Obama?
Yeah. If you've ever seen all the presidents on one picture,
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
or see all
definitely.
their faces next to each other. Yeah.
I saw this meme where he had diamond stud earrings and he had a part shaved in to his head and he had a nice ass fucking clean fade. And I think he was wearing like a diamond Rolex and it was like said something along the lines of, "Oh, America? Yeah, I don't talk to her no more." It was
I
great.
remember there was a joke. I think Daniel Tosh made a joke when Obama had first become president, or like a couple years after. Like, oh, I remember when he was elected and everyone, or no, I think it was when he was first elected And he was like, everybody was excited, like he's gonna be on fucking the White House lawn with a pit bull like DMX, just on his knee with sunglasses on.
Yeah, I think Cat Williams has a bit about that too. Solid. But Arizona legalized marijuana. Super stoked about that.
Again, yeah, joining the club. It's all the
Oh
dominoes are falling.
yeah, this. You're like I've already been under that for some time in
Yeah, we've had
Nevada.
it for 3, 4 years now.
Yeah, I didn't expect Arizona to flip, man. I just didn't. And especially since I live in a freaking little rinky-dink town too. I just last thing I expected was for Arizona to flip. But I don't know anything about Phoenix. You know what I mean?
And Arizona is not short of those rinky-dink towns. I mean, Kingman, one of the racist towns in America, is in Arizona.
Is it? Is it one of the most racist towns?
Kingman, yep.
Really?
A lot of assholes in Kingman. Well,
Is that
not
is
very
that like
many people
is
in
that
general, but they're all assholes.
like common knowledge?
It's common knowledge to me because I've seen a couple of things there. Like there was a guy that held up a BLM sign there, and that might not have been in Kingman. I can't remember. But there was Sacha Baron Cohen did a Who Is America segment there, where he held a town meeting telling them all they were going to build a mosque.
No. Yeah,
And
I didn't
yeah,
know Kingman.
yeah,
That's
it's a
wild.
small town,
Yeah.
thankfully.
They're just gonna be walking around.
Yeah, no, they're like we don't want that shit here, and then they mentioned something. One of them at some point in the video says, uh, "You'll hardly even see a black people or a black person here." And then he goes on and goes, "We don't
Oh, I
exactly like
remember.
them here either, but we tolerate them."
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah, I
damn,
remember him saying that. It's terrible, bro.
some shit. There's some places out there that are still like that. That's what really shocks me about Arizona flipping. That's pretty cool.
It was funny. Someone here has been in this town for very, very, very long time. My wife, it was Black Marge. You said, yeah, this place is something along the lines of that the town we live in is super hickish. And she goes, yeah, this town is hickish, but it's not like we hate black people. Like, just randomly just decides to just say that just out of nowhere. Just like, what? What? You just instantly gonna associate the two together? That's insane.
Most people do.
That's fucking wild, bro, how prevalent it is. And the whole world
Well,
acts like it's not.
we're at a point now where the American flag is almost a symbol for racism. Like,
Yeah.
you know what it is? And a couple of people have mentioned this. I forgot who quoted this recently, but they said Biden won, and I'm not going to be putting flags all over my yard and my truck for the next 4 years and showing up at the other candidates' rallies and shit like that. You want to know why? Because I'm not in a cult.
Yeah.
And I think that's what a lot of things were based on for the longest time, which I can understand why. Just groups and sports teams and borders and territories and town pride, that kind of thing. But now that we've evolved and progressed a little bit, we're starting to shy away from that and have more of a melting pot, or as they like to say for America or whatever. They say
Uh,
it's a big melting pot.
tribalism.
Hmm. Because that's
And
what it
people,
is. We're at a point now where I'll shut up soon, but
no,
we're
you're
at a
fine.
point. We're at a point now where we'll see. Just me, I see an American flag, and I have this like uh, hidden bias Like, oh, this guy's probably a racist. It's really sad.
Yeah, and that's a common blue ideology.
Yeah.
Is that if you're flying an American flag or if you're licking boots, you're racist.
But I mean, think about it though. Every person I've ever met, it comes with experience. Like stereotypes exist for a reason, that whole thing. Like every person I've ever met that proudly advertises the American flag, like whether it be on a shirt or having it on the back of their car, truck, in their house, whatever, whatever. Eventually, I hear some sort of faux pas from them where they're like, "Oh, yeah, I accept all people, but I just don't understand why dot dot dot." And and you're like, "Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay."
Yeah, you're right. You don't understand. You are correct.
Right.
But you think because you don't understand that you're right. And that's a problem.
Exactly. It goes back to the whole cult thing. I have no problems against the American flag or America, Um, well, American politics and America are two different things, but yeah, I wouldn't just wear a whole outfit of like American flag shit and just be have one flying off the back of my car. But I'm not the person to do that with anything, so who knows?
Yeah. It's strange. It's like, because in all reality, I do love this rock that we're on. You know what I mean? I fuck with America, but I don't know. It's really interesting because American culture as a whole started very, very punk rock. You know, just as a whole with the revolution, it's just and it just evolved into this. You have to have loyalty to this, even though it was founded from not having loyalty to the system at hand. It's really strange. I feel like fighting against the system is one of the most fucking American things that you could do.
That's a good point to make because here's a comparison I just thought of. The way people use lingo, like I saw this meme and it said picking up lingo or whatever, and it'll be hears it, hates it, says it once ironically, oh my god, I can't stop, it's lit fam. And to I know you're probably thinking, how's he gonna where the hell's this going? But
Yeah.
that applies to this because I think people they don't like change. So this is how anything in life, think about it, progression, whether it's gay marriage or this fucking um gender normality shit where it's like, oh, girls can like blue and boys can like pink if they want. Um, it always starts with like, hey, we didn't want to do this before, but now we kind of do. And then the other people are like, nah, fuck you, don't do that shit. And then they get bored, and then they're like, yeah, fuck it, we're on board.
Yeah.
Maybe like really simplifying it, but now that I'm thinking back, that's how everything gets normalized eventually. Like if you look there are articles. I saw this old newspaper article about a parent like writing a rant in about schools switching to whiteboards instead of chalkboards because they're not as natural or some bullshit. It's just, people don't like change. I think that's what it is. But then, they see the way the positive effects it has on the people that are willing to do it, and then they're like, then they jump on board.
Yeah. I think I think eventually when it comes to social norms, it just you get to a point where people are at a young age you're able to have a bad thought and somebody goes immediately at a young age someone nips that in the bud and says, hey, no, that's not correct. the way that you're thinking.
Hmm.
And it, I think it's a generational thing. It's how you're taught, it's how you're raised. It's what is normal around you. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
More and more people coming out of hiding. Living their lives the way that they freely should be able to, and then more kids seeing that and being raised around that and seeing that as totally 100% normal.
Yeah.
It's just all normalization.
Yeah. Yeah. It's you put something in someone's face long enough, they're just gonna start ignoring it. I think that's what it is, or at least
Yeah,
part of it.
yeah, definitely.
Because we've come a long way with things like gay marriage and racism, and we're still. I'm not saying we're in a good place exactly, but we've come a long way with a lot of things if you look throughout history. So a lot of the ways we live our life and a lot of our mentalities, they seem like no-brainers, but it's just because through generations and generations of trial and error, these things were figured out. And I don't know, like now things like gay marriage and or being gay in general and being a minority in general and stuff like that, those are still there, but as those are now starting to be chipped away at, we've got the new ones like transgender and other kin and I don't know, people that don't want to get married.
Yeah,
So there's always something.
the marriage thing is interesting to me because I don't think the government should have anything to do with marriage. I don't think marriage should
That's
affect
a
your finances. I don't think marriage should affect any of that.
that's a popular unpopular opinion.
That's an
Um,
unpopular opinion.
it's a popular unpopular opinion. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
because a lot of people think that, but everybody's still going along with it
yeah, yeah,
because it's so much. Nobody like that's another thing. Nobody likes change. Nobody wants to rock the boat. Who wants to say on a first, second, or even third date, like, yeah, I I don't want to get married. We can like be married, but let's just not get married. Like no one wants to have that conversation.
right, right. But no, I think it should be a legislation thing passed. That marriage is no longer a thing of legislation.
Oh yeah, but there's money in that. Fucking keep dreaming.
Oh yeah, yeah. I didn't even think about that.
That's $1 million, probably $1 billion industry that you're probably
I
cutting by
mean,
like at least a third.
you can still have it. Just don't go to the county clerk's office or wherever it is that you do your paperwork for this marriage, and just don't fill that out.
Yeah. I mean, you can have a ceremony without getting the documents,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Do that.
without getting like officiated or whatever. Yeah, that's my ideal scenario. Because I don't think, and that's where it becomes hairy and it becomes gray. Is like it's like prenups and that kind of thing. Like, oh, you don't think we're gonna be together forever? It's like it's not that, dude. I don't think my house is gonna burn down tomorrow either. But on the 1% chance it does, I need some fucking insurance, dude. You're not taking half my shit.
Yeah, 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 definitely. I think it also matters if you built that empire with your partner or not. Like, if if
Yeah,
if Bree and I were to go and build a business together, and our fortune was accumulated with each other, then absolutely I'd kind of just be perfectly okay with splitting it half and half. And truth be told, I think if it ever came down to that, which God forbid, I mean, I'm engaged to get married to her, so I don't think it's going to happen, as every fiance believes with their marriage. But
yeah,
uh, if it did, I'm pretty sure we'd be mature enough to be able to just separate what's mine and hers, and then
yeah. No,
what we can't, I would imagine we would just split straight down the middle.
I think that's entirely different. And see, maybe that shows part of my gender bias as well, or whatever. You like, because I assume in that scenario that I'd be making the money or whatever. And if it's a 50-50 or even like 60-40 type of thing, and both people are working, both people built the shit up together, then that's one thing, right? But it's these relationships with these people that are living off of the income of the other person, and then they break up and it's all, and they use the argument, oh, I'm used to a certain standard of living and I need this and I need
Yeah,
that.
and
And
I put my life on hold and made plans for my life with the assumption that this was going to happen, and now this isn't going to happen, and now I'm fucked, and you owe me for that.
thank you, exactly, yeah. I've
Yeah,
always, that's, again, you're not the only one who made a commitment. And throughout all the time where you were, at home, not, I'm not saying it's easy or whatever, but you're at home keeping the house clean or whatever. And if, especially if you don't have a kid, but the child support is a whole other fucking
and
beast.
and me personally, as if again in this hypothetical if situation,
Right.
if that were to happen, I would fucking have no problem paying my child support, and I would probably pay an excessive amount on child support if I
Yeah.
owned my own business and I was a super successful person because I actually built all that for Sage anyway.
Right.
So I mean that ultimately that would be the goal, but I don't know. It's different when
It's a lot of
selfishness.
these.
It's a case by case basis, which is why we have judges for it.
Yeah.
You know.
It's these working class relationships that really get screwed. Like, say, a 24-year-old that works at fucking Foot Locker and is married to some girl he married at 18 or 19, and they grow apart. She decides to divorce his ass. He wasn't smart enough to get a prenup. He has literally nothing, and she takes half of it.
Well, half of nothing is
And
nothing.
then, right, but then that's where it creates even more issues. Now this motherfucker, if he's got kids, he's got back child support, and and the second he does make something of himself, that's half of the money going out. There's all that effort. It's why people become bums. They just do whatever they can to get by, get sugar mamas, whatever.
Yeah, yeah. I probably a lot of people are like, I don't understand how a guy could buy their ex a house. It's like, it depends if you have kids, bro. And so that's what it's all
Depends,
about.
yeah.
That's what it's all about, bro. It's
Like,
all about the kids, because
you're not buying it for her ass. You're buying
yeah,
it for the
no,
kids.
exactly.
Exactly.
And if regardless of whether you guys were great spouses to each other, y'all know if you're good parents or not. You know?
Yeah. No, if it really came down to it, see, we're getting into the real nitty gritty. If it really came down to it, as yeah, even if I had a problem, even if the chick like cheated on me or whatever, if she's not abusive to the kids and they're in that dire of a situation where I'm able to help out, yeah, I'll get them a little place, at least a bedroom for each person, something like
Yeah.
that.
This is the thing is this is what me and my wife do is we have hypothetical conversations like this. Like we've planned all of this out already. In the event that this happened, this is what we would do.
Mm,
Because when you have a kid, dude, you want to be prepared for anything that could possibly be fucking thrown at you. And life fucking happens, man.
yeah, it does.
Oh, how it happens. And you gotta be prepared for that shit. We've already decided that we're gonna take my mom in eventually. You know what I mean? Because eventually she's gonna get too old to take care of herself, bro. And we've already decided, yeah, the goal is to get a 4 bedroom house, and she's gonna have one of them.
That old chestnut, of course. That's good on you. I
But I
think my
mean,
sister's got that covered.
we plan all this shit out, bro. You got to.
That's dope, though. Yeah, it's good to be prepared. Yeah. Because when shit happens, it happens. You
Yeah.
gotta sink or swim. God damn it.
And not only that, man, Bray and I, we seen some separated parents, bro. It's just we just all you can say is just like, man, I don't think I want us to be that if we were in that situation. Like,
Yeah, it fucks the kid up too.
yeah, yeah, it's really important, man. Like, I understand Bree's importance to my daughter. Bree understands my importance to my daughter. We both want what's best for our daughter at the end of the day. That's like what fulfills us. That's what makes us happy, knowing that we're doing a good job with our kid. If we know deep in our heart, or if somebody has told us that we're doing a great job with our kid, I'm pretty sure both of us feel good about ourselves.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Yeah, man, gotta be prepared.
Yeah, most people don't.
But then
I think about stuff like that all the time. Like, how does stuff even work? Most people don't know. I don't know.
yeah, there's there's only there's two people that I scrutinize, man. There's people in power and parents who are also people in power. But yeah, man, everyone else is kind of like you're victim. Any crime you commit is victimless. You have no power over people, and you ain't got no responsibilities. You know what I mean?
Especially murder. Yeah.
That's not victimless. But if you ain't got no kids, bro, what does it matter?
Kill
If
away.
your
No, I'm just kidding.
decisions aren't affecting anybody else but yourself, then I got no negativity towards you, bro.
Yeah, people should have the right to choose how they live their life.
Definitely. They ain't
That's
hurting
for damn
nobody.
sure. Yeah, exactly.
That's what someone said to me. He said the idea of a victimless crime should no longer exist. There should be no you should no longer be able to go to jail for a crime that has no victim to it. Like,
Oh yeah, I agree.
well, that's with Oregon decriminalizing everything. That kind of enforces that, you know?
Yes, yes, sir. I'm glad. The argument, the other side of that argument is that like, oh, I don't want to live in a world where my kid can just go to the corner drugstore and get heroin. But I mean, it's not like it's all that hard to find anything with it being illegal.
Well, I definitely don't want my kid to be able to go to the corner drugstore and find some heroin either.
But they're not going to be able to just buy it until they're 21 at least.
Yeah, heroin's
It's the
one.
same thing.
That's one of the big bugaboos, though. That shit takes you, bro. That shit takes you the same way that nicotine took you. Listen to you vaping right now. Imagine if,
Well, yeah, it does.
well, yeah, imagine every single time that you puffed on that vape, on that freaking mod, your body was toxic, it was freaking poisoned, and you felt like God for a few hours.
Uh,
And then your body
it
destroyed,
probably
and
is poisoned.
then
I
your
just
body
don't feel like
destroyed
God.
itself. Yeah, well, dude, that's heroin is way worse for you than nicotine.
Oh yeah. No, I think that's what makes I'm really interested to see how that all plays out.
I also think that's a case by case basis.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna sell heroin. Maybe the ingredients to make it.
Ah, this stuff's a plague, bro.
Hell yeah, it is.
Shit's a plague. It's sad.
Yeah, people get involved in that shit and it completely ruins everything fast.
Man, fast. It just takes you, bro.
Yep. So not even once. I agree with that
No,
whole saying.
that's not one you try.
No. Maybe a mushroom here and there, but nah, fuck that.
Eh, crack, meth, heroin. Those are the three bugaboos. No, thank you.
I don't like cocaine either. I feel like that shit's too dangerous.
Never tried it.
Yeah.
I feel like
Oh, 'cause you could snort it wrong and have it shoot up your brain and give yourself like a stroke or something.
there's not that's not happening all the time though. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't think so, no. But I'm good
That
with my
makes
weed,
that makes
man.
liquor
I don't.
liquor is just as dangerous.
Hell yeah, it is.
Liquor is dangerous as fuck. That shit's legal. That
Yeah,
shit's socially acceptable to do around your children.
yeah.
That's the crazy thing. That's what baffles me, bro. Like of
Well, it
all
is just a
things,
drink.
like it is by no means socially acceptable to just sit next to your kid and smoke a bowl.
Well, yeah, but it is socially acceptable to sit there and smoke a bowl of tobacco. So you're right on the money.
Yeah, as long as you're not indoors, I think it's socially acceptable to sit on your patio and smoke a tobacco pipe with your kid next to you. I think that is
Well,
totally
see,
socially acceptable. However, what is not socially acceptable is to do exactly that, but to have a marijuana pipe.
I I'm on the opposite end of the spectrum on that one. I feel like the less, and this is just coming from personal experience, um, the less emphasis you put on shit. Kids aren't as stupid as people like to act like they are. You know what I mean? So when you tell a kid, "Oh, daddy's doing this, but don't you do it," the kid is smart enough to know, like, okay, he doesn't want me doing it just in case I fuck it up. But he's doing it right in front of me, and he's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Um, so that creates this sort of uh, what am I trying to say here? This sort of halo effect around the activity.
Now here's where I think you can get around that. Okay. Now here's my opinion with marijuana, and they say you're not supposed to smoke it until after the age of 25 because your brain isn't fully developed till then. That shit makes sense to me. That shit
Yeah.
makes all the sense in the world to me, like straight up. And I think people do a lot better if you tell them later.
And they
Like,
tell you not to mix alcohol with energy drinks, and they sell Jaeger bombs at every bar on the strip.
yeah, but I mean,
So
I feel like people do better if you tell them later rather than tell them no, don't do it at all. Just do it later. So that's kind of my opinion towards marijuana. Like fucking
that's a good way to approach it too.
because it's not a habit forming, thing. It's your thing or it's not. And I don't think it's a fucking terrible thing by any means. I'm a huge advocate for it, obviously, but I definitely, that my opinion for my child is that she needs to wait well into adulthood to start fucking around with
I I think the thing is, like, I'm a very communicative person, and if and when I have a kid,
it. We have Dakota here, Clay.
Yes, we have
oh,
me.
cool. What's up, you beautiful bastard?
I know, right?
Sorry, I
So,
didn't mean to cut you off. He just happened to have joined at the time.
yeah, I apologize. Continue real quick, and then I'll explain my situation.
Okay, you mind pointing me back in the right direction there, Randy?
Uh, I remembered the last thing I said. I didn't remember what you were talking about. We were talking about the
Oh
age
yeah,
in
yeah, I
which you
remember.
start smoking weed.
No, so um,
You're on the opposite side of the spectrum about smoking tobacco in a bowl next to your kid outside on your patio.
yeah, no, I remember. So like I said, I'm very, as you could probably tell if you listen to
I was
this
also getting Dakota.
podcast, I'm very communicative. So if and when I have a kid, I am not going to be shy to have conversations with my kid. I feel like most parents these days have no facility for conversation and have no facility for teaching their kids the hairy shit. And that's how I am with my little siblings. It's kind of like a test run because they don't have a lot of structure in their life, and it's kind of a test run for my own kids if and when I have them. And I smoke weed in front of like my 13-year-old brother and I've been smoking weed in front of my sister since she was like 14. And I tell them, dude, I'm like, look, It's not the greatest thing in the world. It's not the worst. It slows you down. It makes you think about a bunch of weird shit, and it makes you really hungry. And some people can do it and be fine, and some people can't. If you're gonna try it, be fucking smart with it. I'm
Yeah,
not.
but
It's my job to
that's
tell you
siblings
not
though.
to,
You
but if
know?
you do, but that's exactly. And I'm still
Yeah,
young, but there are
yeah,
plenty of parents at my age, and I feel that's how I'm gonna be with my own kids too.
yeah, and you have every right to.
Well,
I think it's different when you're dealing with a 13 and a 14-year-old sibling, no matter what age you are. You know what I mean? If they're your
yeah,
sibling and they're
I
13 or
just
14 years old, that's a
here.
little different. I'm talking about the age I'm talking about is like 5 or 4.
Oh yeah, no. I'm not gonna be blowing clouds in my 5-year-old's face and being like,
Well,
"Look,
no,
dude,
not even blowing,
you can either
but
hang or you can't. All right, bro."
but but just imagine a movie, okay? Imagine a movie where the family is sitting around in their backyard at a patio table. There's a 5-year-old kid there, and dad or grandpa is smoking a tobacco pipe. 100% socially acceptable across the board, I feel like.
Hmm.
I don't think that's the case with marijuana.
Oh, it's definitely not, but it should be. It's the same thing.
Yeah, yeah, I think it. Oh,
There's gray areas, but there's always going to be assholes. Like one of the first times I ever smoked was when I was 15 with my 14-year-old girlfriend, her best friend, and her grandma or her grandpa that was smoking us out.
her
Yeah.
grandpa's was smoking you out.
Yep. I don't
My
condone
God.
behavior like that. It was awesome at the time,
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah,
But
yeah. No, absolutely.
that motherfucker's out there smoking 13-year-olds out, whether or not the shit's legal.
Yeah, I think I talked about my drunk biotech coach on this podcast.
I,
I think we talked about Coach Whitaker on this podcast before.
maybe. It is a popular topic. But uh that dude was a fucking trip. But I feel like we're like third wheeling the shit out of Dakota here though.
Oh,
So
no, you're
Oh
good.
what's
yeah,
up, dog?
what's your situation, Dakota?
So I just got back from work, and also I was like, at my place, we're gonna take out the trash right when my roommate gets back. So I might have an intermediate pause where there's nothing on my side for a bit. But pretty much, that's the only thing that was holding me up for a little bit.
Oh, no problem.
Okay.
I
Well,
was gonna
just
say my bad.
yeah. If there's gonna be a pause, just let us know,
Yeah,
bro.
no, no, no. I'll still be on, but you'll probably not hear my voice.
Yeah. Well, just if we're not gonna receive a response to you, just let us know if that's gonna happen, so that way we don't try to talk to you and then there's an awkward
Oh yeah,
pause.
no, I'll let you guys know. No, definitely.
Swag.
But
It's all right.
uh
I got a meeting with the CEO of Frito Lay's in about 20 minutes, so I might be away for a while too.
It's 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 10 o'clock at night.
It was a joke because he said he was gonna be away to take out the trash. I liked how open he was about that. He's like, "Oh, important shit going on, huh?"
yeah, man, fucking 1 in the morning. I have important shit.
Yeah, yeah,
why
that's fair.
why Frito-Lay of all companies?
I don't know. This is the first one I thought of. I wanted the key to jokes is specifics.
Do you think they're just kicking ass and taking names in the economic world?
Oh, definitely. They're a big company, but
Should we just should we be investing in Frito-Lay stock? Is that what you're telling me?
most likely. You know, what's funny is I could break down exactly how I thought that with the weird way my brain works. So I was thinking, the more specific a joke is, you build the world. It's funnier. So I was thinking successful company that I'm on the phone with. And then I thought of the guy that created Hot Cheetos that was a janitor for Frito Lay's, and he brought the like tamarind Mexican spicy style. Like he took Cheetos from work and put a bunch of those spices on it, brought them back, showed everybody. It became this big old thing, and now he's like chief marketing officer or some fucking bullshit. That I thought about him, and that made me think of Frito Lay's.
Wow, I didn't know that was the history of hot Cheetos.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Mexican janitor at Frito Lay's. He was
Pretty
like,
pretty fucking
uh,
interesting.
found a way to, yeah, found a way to incorporate that like Mexican spicy style into American snack shit.
I could never have a success story like that because I'm white and we don't know how to season shit.
That is that is the most privileged thing I've ever heard in my life.
What, we don't know how to season
Yeah.
shit?
I don't know. What's weird is I'm kind of the opposite with it. I think about it sometimes. I don't buy a lot of seasonings because that's just more stuff I gotta buy.
I
So it's
mean,
kind of like
I mean,
against the grain, that
it kind of
stereotype.
depends on what you're gonna fucking make too, you know?
are you poor to have good flavored food?
Right. But maybe that's just priorities though. Like, other races will
I,
buy the fucking $2 spices, whereas I'd rather get a soda tomorrow.
Either that, you can just buy a fuck ton of ramen and use that seasoning for that.
I put the seasoning we got called Smoky Rub on my ramen. It's hella good.
yeah, you a good smoky rub from time to time.
Oh yeah. Love me a good smoky rub. Hey, so I guess I'm better than the average white guy. I season my fucking ramen, for Christ's sake.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I said. It's just some random thing we found called Smoky Rub, but I put it in my ramen because it's just so good on like everything.
So,
yeah,
speaking about seasoning,
smoky rub.
food, I had a stoner thought with some food I had a couple days ago. I
Go
I
ahead.
made
Do tell.
so I made macaroni and cheese, right? And
Uh
I
huh.
knew, like when I saw it, I was like, man, that's not gonna be enough. Like I'm still gonna be hungry. And I have packs of ramen here too. So I was like, you know what? What if I fucking boil the ramen and the macaroni and then put the seasoning of the ramen and the fucking cheese together? Boy,
That
beef flavored mac and cheese ramen is fucking dope as shit.
It's like
So
chili
you
mac.
didn't. So you basically put the ramen and the macaroni and cheese and the ramen seasoning and all
Yeah,
together.
so like you boil the macaroni and cheese, or you boil the macaroni and the ramen, and then when that gets all tender and shit, you like get out the boiling water, and then right when you start putting in the cheese, you like melt, of course, like you mix in the cheese with the milk and stuff, and then right after you do that, you put in the ramen seasoning. And I'm gonna say right now, probably chicken and beef is like priority if you ever do that.
Mm.
And it was
Yeah,
good.
bro, it was dank. It's stoner
Cool.
thought, stoner food.
That's what's up.
Oh man.
Yeah.
You guys ever tried chili mac? That's what it reminds me of.
All right.
Can
Give me.
hold on. I'm gonna repeat this story to Bree real quick.
All right.
Okay.
Give me one moment. I'll be
Hey
right back,
Bree.
guys.
So check this shit out. So Dakota here just told me that you put chicken or beef ramen and mac and cheese together. That she shakes her head. She doesn't believe it. I'm still on the fence myself, but we have a naysayer. I eat gourmet ramen. Oh, you eat gourmet ramen? With mushrooms and shrimp. Oh, with mushrooms and shrimp and onions and yeah. Sorry, we're dealing. I'm dealing with something.
No, that just they mix chili and macaroni and
All
cheese. It
right.
just
Hey,
reminds me of
guys.
that. That's like already a thing.
Hey Dakota.
Yeah. Give me one moment. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry,
You're
guys.
fine. So Clay,
Mm,
what's happening?
not much. Fucking kicking it.
Don't kick it too hard, you'll break your foot.
Maybe.
Jeopardy music plays.
I know. We got off out of hand. We were talking about fucking ramen packets, and then
Yeah, what do you segue into from there?
yeah,
Ichi
how do you segue?
Ichiraku ramen. That's the ramen shop in the Hidden Leaf Village.
Ah, I got a place in Vegas called Ichi Ramen. That's where I go.
You know what the Hidden Leaf Village is? Oh,
No.
it's home, bro.
Ah,
You watch Naruto?
nope.
Did you?
Like as a kid, I watched mainly Nick and Disney and Comedy Central. I was never really into Cartoon Network because it seemed like they were more focused on being silly and weird than being entertaining. And then I just never got into the whole anime thing. My parents were really against it. And it's kind of fucked up. I kind of tell them now that I'm thankful they were because it just seems so cringy to me now in hindsight. But it's easy to throw stones from the outside looking in, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it's just like the ham-fisted acting that really gets me, and the fact that an anime cannot have a realistic premise. It's just not allowed.
Yeah, no. I mean, now Rick.
That's true, but see, and here's the thing. See, I'm trying to dance around this because I've been doing this my entire life. It's not that I care if people are into, into whatever you want, but um, Rick and so keep that in mind when I say this shit unfiltered. But like Rick and Morty, the premise is ridiculous, but they don't. It's like the acting isn't. It's almost solely based on that in a way.
Well, the acting in
And
anime isn't terrible either. The problem is just that we don't understand Japanese to understand the authenticity of it.
and I understand that too. That part of it, a lot of it is the English dubs that you're hearing, and um, but it's also just that, like, it seems like with most animes, it has to be something ridiculous thrown in to what is trying to be a serious and realistic plot. You know what I mean? Like, I, it's hard to explain. It's hard to explain without like sounding like a dick about it. It's almost literally just the style of it. The pacing is slow. They focus on shit that I don't care about. They talk like they're in a school assembly. It's just man. Rick and Morty, it may be like unbelievable, but it's believable.
Yeah, I totally believe that Morty's parents' marriage is failing.
Well, Rick and Morty, like, here's the thing. If Rick and Morty were an anime, it would be like, hey, Morty, life is meaningless. Don't you understand that? All right, now we're going to go on an adventure. And
Are
I
you playing
can't
Among
stand that.
Us?
It fucking.
Yeah,
Me? No.
dude, I just heard the noise of Among Us when you join a game.
That's weird. Maybe my roommate is, but I'm not even.
Uh,
I don't even
I
have
would
Among
laugh
Us.
so heavy. I think it's sure again. I think your roommate's playing Among Us.
Probably.
Go ask him.
Maybe a please. Oh, he's playing Tony Hawk, dude. You're
Damn
tripping.
it. See, I didn't want you to say I didn't want to ask you nicely to prove me wrong. There. That's why I didn't say please, because I knew there was a possibility that it could have been all bad.
You're wrong that often, huh?
Yeah, man. It's a thing.
Just busting your balls. But no, man, like, um, I don't know. I don't know. Rick and Morty, that's one thing, and I'm able to accept the dumb aspects of the stuff I like too, just not with anime. It just never seemed to click for me.
Yeah. I'm not even a big anime guy. Don't get me wrong. Like I I was just playing devil's advocate, I guess.
No,
I
I
don't really
appreciate
have
you
an
doing that.
opinion either
That's
way.
fair. Yeah.
I mean,
And maybe I'm seeing the wrong one. That's the thing. People that like anime fans, they'll always be like, "Oh, you're just watching the wrong ones, bro." And then they'll give you a list, and then you'll go watch those ones, and it'll be like, "Oh, so these guys are normal people in a average scenario, just trying to make their way through life." I mean, I'm like a nonfiction type of guy. You know what I mean? Some people might find that boring, but I'm not into all that fantasy shit. And so I'm like, oh, okay, this is a relatable little storyline I can follow and maybe learn something from. Okay. Oh, nope, one of them's a ghost. Okay, I'm out.
uh, yeah, I mean, you could still learn from fictional, from the triumphs and errors of fictional characters, because oftentimes, dude, like the human brain, it's really difficult for it to just make something out of the blue, brand new. So, a scenario that occurred, a problem, the solution, the way that it happened, a character's response to something. Oftentimes, when that response was written, it's something that the writer was definitely able to relate to. So, I mean, it's that in dreams, every face that you see in a dream is a face that you have seen before. Your face, you are not able to create a brand new face in your head.
Hmm.
It's just the way that your subconscious works, and that's kind of the way that I think. Fuck, what was I talking about?
Well, like unrealistic
No,
characters
yeah,
in
yeah, yeah,
animation.
yeah, yeah. Fictional characters and fictional stories. They're oftentimes they're inspired by things that actually happen, things that are real, because it was
Yeah,
made by a real
that's
person.
under that's understandable too. I mean, you brought up that Avatar quote a couple of days ago, and I remember thinking like, wow, that's really astute for a kids
Yeah,
show.
man. General Iroh. The quote was, "Pride is not the opposite of shame. In fact, it is the source of it. True humility is the antidote to shame, or is the cure to shame." Something along
Yeah,
those lines.
and that, and I'm fucking retarded, so that could very well be taken from the Art of War for all I know. But still, for it to be in a show like
Yeah,
that, whether or not that's the source of it, as long as it's teaching people, that's
there's
cool.
a there's a lot of those, bro, all throughout the show, bro. It's all about balance and shit, man.
Little, yeah, things here and there, like that. That there's that SpongeBob line I just saw this recently, um, where the classic chocolate episode, and they're like trying to figure out how to sell it. He goes, "I got it. Let's get naked." He goes, let's save that for when we're selling real estate." And as a kid, I thought that was funny, but I didn't really know why. And now I realize that's a fucking porn joke.
Ah, SpongeBob.
Because there's so many porns that start off like that. That is hilarious.
As a real estate agent,
Yeah.
tries to sell the house.
Yeah, they're like, or oh, I'm sorry, I'm late on my rent. Like the female is the tenant, and
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry on my rent, but I could pay it in another way. It's- I and you just don't get that, and people will look down on you. Like I'm sure there's people in my own family or in my life or that would look down on me for rewatching a SpongeBob episode at 24, but I still managed to get something out of it just hearing that joke again.
Yeah.
I was like,
I think it
it's
was
funny.
I don't know. It's not really along the same lines, but it was funny. There was a Sweet Life of Zach and Cody episode where they said, "Where is she?" And they're like, "We lost her." And Mr. Mosby was like, "How do you lose a woman?" And Cody goes, "You forget to cherish her." This is just wholesome shit in fictional shows, bro.
Yeah,
So I'm back.
that was
What's good,
sweet.
bro?
So, bro, I I I went to take out the trash, right? And because I
And
live in an
then,
apartment complex area, we have like a designated trash area. And so I have about like 6 bags, and I go park. I take 4 of them out and start chucking them in there. Bro, there's a fucking possum in there.
oh damn!
And the fucking first thing I do is I see him like right as I toss it, fucking like one lands on him and I see his face and I'm like, oh, bro. I run to the fucking car. I grab the 2 other ones. I just chucked them. Hopefully it fucking went in there. I just dipped out, dude. I drove as fast as I fucking could.
Oh, that's terrible.
Bro, that is
That's
like
awesome,
the scariest shit I've ever dealt with before.
bro. I used to live in an apartment complex, and I went to do the same thing. And there was a freaking raccoon up on top of the brick wall that was surrounding the dumpsters. And I just started walking backwards and then walked upstairs, and I was like, "Yep, you know what? I'm not taking out this trash. That's not happening."
That is not a thing I'm into.
It was actually, it was real interesting. Oh my gosh. So my mom had never seen a raccoon a day in her life. So she comes running down the stairs looking at this raccoon and she goes yelling, "There's a coon! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, look at that coon!" And she says it over and over and over again. And eventually I was like, "Mom, you can't just say that a million times. Like it's a racial slur."
Yes.
And her so innocent, she goes, "It is?" And my stepdad's just like, "Yes, it is."
Jesus. Yo, speaking of not knowing words, at my job, we get fucking totes at the fucking Walgreens that I work at. We get these totes to fucking stock everything, like all the aisles and shit that we have of products. And each tote is
Right?
labeled like a four letters and then like 2 to 3 numbers. And and one of the totes I had to deal with today spelled smut.
Smut.
Yeah, SMUT. And two of
Uh-huh.
my coworkers, they're younger than me, they're 21 and 22, and they noticed it and they're like, "Oh man, like some of these totes have like some of the weirdest words or like funniest things." It was like which tote are you talking about? And they showed me the one with smut and like, "Oh, hey, look, like they had no idea what I meant." And they were like, "Hey man, look at that food. Like that probably has smut in it." And I was like, "Do you guys not know what smut means?" And they're looking at me all confused. And they're just like, wait, smut's actually a word? I was like, yeah, it's a fucking term for porn.
Well, I am one who also did not know what smut meant until this very moment.
Oh, well, good. I'm glad I can enlighten you.
And I still don't know what it means. What does
Yeah,
it mean?
smut is porn, my dude.
What kind?
It's
Or
just it's just porn. It's
it's just a
when
word? A word
Yeah,
for
it's just
porn.
it's a safer word than porn. And they used to have something called smut peddlers.
And what would a smut peddler do?
This is just
Pedal
a
smut.
person who peddles fucking porn.
I just jumped back in
Damn.
here. I had to deal with something on the side, but out of context, we're talking about smut
Yes.
Yes.
Uh,
because that sounds way
the
worse than porn to me.
yeah, it was another term to
Oh,
describe
that's
porn,
the
pretty much.
right term for it. Is that what you're claiming?
What?
Are you claiming it's a derogatory term?
I think it probably just because of the rarity that it's used. I think it sounds worse to me.
Hmm.
Porn is a
This is
word
a
that's been said so
it's a brand new
often.
word to me.
Oh, that's weird. That's
Oh yeah, yeah. This is my first time hearing it.
I was obsessed with Green Day at a very young age, and I got Dookie at like 12 or 13, and they had a song called FOD, which stands for "Fuck Off and Die," and they'd go, they, I can't remember, I'm not gonna bother, but they used the word smut in that song, so I've known about it for a minute.
Huh.
Fucking smut peddlers, man.
What is it? Movies, magazines, pamphlets.
It's just porn, anything like that.
Yeah. You fucking name
Or
it, they got it.
what are
Damn.
those things called? Masquerades, not mask. But fuck, they have them
Marquise?
here. Yeah,
I, yeah, are you talking about Marquise?
burlesque. That's what I'm talking about. That could be smut
No.
to some people.
Burlesque, I don't know.
Uh, so could
'Cause
so could Elvis swinging his hips.
Exactly. No, that's what I'm telling trying to say is like there's a broad usage of it back in the day. The kind of the same way there is now for like filth and porn and you know
The word broad was used a lot back in the day too.
broad
broad.
like broad like heavy and
No,
or broad like
broad
woman.
like a woman.
Yeah.
That doesn't even make any sense to me.
I don't think that sounds that negative. I think there's a certain like
I think it sounds negative.
I don't see. I
I,
think it depends on how it hits
mm,
the ear, man. Because I've always thought there's like a certain je ne sais quoi about it. It's not like
it's the context that I've always heard it in.
Mm.
mm, yeah, that's yeah. I kind of see where you're
It's
coming
it's
from.
a it's the context that's always affiliated with when you hear someone use that word in the it to explain what they're talking about. It comes off. It's either I feel like either A comes off as they're speaking about a woman that they don't like, or they're speaking about a woman that they want to fuck.
I think yeah, I've definitely uh, experienced both of those examples. But just me thinking about it now, if I were to use it, and I think the proper usage of it would be like, oh, an old Andrew Dice Clay joke for you. Um,
Oh,
can you suck the chrome off a trailer hitch and lay back with a beer? Because that's my kind of broad right there.
All right.
I think that's a good use of the word.
So,
Because
yeah.
hear me out. It may, and I just thought too as like kind of a backpedal. Well, you could say, that's my kind of bitch right there too. But that still sounds harsher to me.
Well, like I said though, given there's always a weird kind of context associated with the word. Given that you just talked about her sucking the chrome out of off a ball hitch.
Right.
Yeah.
I was trying to think of an example of where it would be used, but
and and you found one and you knocked the ball in my goal, in my opinion. But I'm
I
not the
guess
judge.
so. But I guess I was trying to pull like a reference as an example, but to retract the statement, I guess, or revise it a little bit, it would be like saying, oh, the kind of girl that's willing to hang out and talk about important shit and isn't too focused on herself. That's my kind of broad right there.
Yeah, yeah, you could, but at the same time, you also could say that's kind of, man, I just want to kick back on a field and watch the stars and chill. That's my kind of bitch right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but again, I said like that still is harsher to me, and at the same time, it all depends on context. You know what I mean?
Well, of course,
You got
broad
to
is
know
gonna be
your audience.
broad. Of course, is never gonna be as harsh as bitch.
Right. But I think that's what it is you got to know your audience. If you're with a girl that doesn't
Yeah.
want to be referred to in such ways or whatever and has expressed discomfort with language like that, whether you're being colloquial about it or not, then that's one thing. But if you're with a girl who you're on the same page with, like that's the type of guy I am, for example, I take words for what they are. They're words. That old words will never hurt me shit. I took that to heart because they can't. Um, so yeah, you can make jokes and you can have fun with language and throw some humor in there. And if that's the thing, it's one thing to be like, "Hey, bitch, can you get me a fucking sandwich?" Or be like, if you're in the type of comedic relationship that I always seem to find my way in, be like, the girl offers to make you a sandwich, and you're like, "Oh yeah, that is your job after all," and then you both laugh it off because that's just what it is.
No, I got a feminist for a fiance. I got a feminist for a fiance that does all the cooking, but I think that's just because she wants good food in her life.
Yeah,
Oh, Jesus Christ, man.
it's all it's all based on intent. Well, I think that's what I'll close out with. You know a
Yeah,
person's intent if you know a person well enough.
broads. It's a weird word.
Bitches.
Hey,
It's a
look at
worse
that
word.
broad.
that that that's I don't know what's weirder, the word or the way you're using it.
No, I thought
Hey,
that was the
look at that
lesson.
broad.
I think that's the takeaway here. Broads. That's a weird word. Bitches. That's a worse word.
It, it's a weird word.
Yes. So, gentlemen,
Yes. Yeah, yeah, what's up?
I can
yeah,
feel the
phew.
sweat through the phone. It's okay, guys. We're not misogynists.
I mean, maybe.
I didn't feel
If
like misogynist.
anything, we're misinformed.
I I didn't feel like I was being misogynistic.
Oh yeah,
Well,
speaking, hang on. To backpedal a little bit to the broad thing, because I didn't really do much of an input there. I've only heard that term for women, I think, 3 times in my life, and it's
And
all because of movies.
hmm
Besides the word
it's
broad,
always
I
it's
was,
always some guy from New England or like it's always some Eastern Coast guy.
well, either way though, it's like just one of those things where the only time I've heard like, well, broad, because there's multiple terms for broad. It's just depend on how you use it.
I would imagine Danny DeVito would use the term broad that way.
oh yeah, well you met that broad, didn't you? I'm pretty sure I have heard him use that word.
There
Because
you
I was
go.
Danny
thinking
DeVito word all the
more
way.
more like a broad horizon and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, of course, but that yeah, of course. I
No, I asked that at the beginning. I was like, are we talking like broad as opposed to vague, or are we talking
yeah.
broads?
All right, then I'm a little behind. Then I'm sorry, guys. I'm kind of special.
And you said, are we talking about women? And I said women.
Women. They're
Wow.
not. They're not called women. They're called
Whoa,
women.
men. Whoa, men.
Well, y'all want to hear pirate facts?
Oh, pirate
Okay.
facts.
Yeah, man. So check it out. In the Bahamas, bro, what is now the capital of the Bahamas is called Nassau, right? And
That's
uh,
where I went. Yeah.
yeah, so Nassau
Yeah.
was at one point a pirate republic, bro, where everybody was free, everybody was tolerated, they held elections, and it was a pirate democracy where everybody was free. It was like true freedom, dude. Everybody had rights. Didn't matter if you were trans, gay. Doesn't matter if you were a slave. A lot of escaped slaves went there. It's fucking wild, bro. And then England just went over there and shut that shit down.
Shut her down.
Damn.
Yeah, Blackbeard was all up on that shit, bro. Fucking a lot of famous pirates were up in that shit.
Okay.
And then one of the pirates that was up in that shit ended up fucking turning over, and then he started being a fucking pirate hunter. He started hunting down his friends.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
It
man.
it be your own people though. You know.
Piracy was trippy, man. They would have like wax that would hang from their ears. That way they could just shove like instant earplugs, because the
Hmm.
cannons. Because I mean that many cannons down in the deck, dude, like, make you go deaf. You have to cover your ears and shit, bro.
Oh yeah.
I mean, someone's gonna do it.
Yeah, without a doubt. I don't know. Did you guys ever want to be a pirate as a kid?
I dressed up as
To
Jack
be
Sparrow as a
honest,
kid.
no.
Really,
Yeah.
Clayton? You?
Yeah, I had a big infatuation with Pirates of the Caribbean as a kid, which in turn got me into pirates. I had this big book of them. I dressed up as Jack Sparrow, but that was before I realized I was way hotter than Johnny Depp, so I had no use like lowering my standards
Damn. That was
to.
fucked.
I had no use trying to lower my bar like that, so. But no, I was really into pirates as a kid, yeah.
I think
Whew.
as a
I wasn't expecting
kid,
that.
well, instead of being into like pirates and shit, actually for real, for me as a kid, I always thought about being like either a scientist or like a police officer and shit.
You
That's
wanted to be
sick.
you wanted to be a scientist or a police officer?
Yeah, isn't that
Yeah, that's
fucking weird?
ambitions.
Yeah.
So I
Those are
never
rich,
even like
man.
thought I would fucking do that in my life.
That's sick,
And
man.
lo and behold, I still have
Right
not
on.
done it.
What kind of
Oh,
science?
Uh,
The
just like
super smart kind.
chemistry or something, man.
I wanted to be specifically a chemist for a period of time.
Yeah.
Uh, I got
what?
this. I got this chemistry kit, and it was like super complex, and I was like, "Oh, dude, chemistry fucking sucks. Like real chemistry fucking sucks."
Real chemistry is bullshit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, I wanted to make bombs. This shit's lame.
So you pretty much just want to be a terrorist. That's what you're telling me.
I didn't want to blow up other people's shit.
Yeah, okay. It's it's totally what it sounds like, but go on.
What?
Well, I'm just saying, dog.
It's like I want to blow shit up.
Yeah, why is the instant assumption that if I wanted to to make a bomb would be to bomb someone else?
Uh, um, I got no idea, dude. So that's the first thing that comes to mind.
Oh my gosh. No, why? I don't
Fucking
understand why.
arsonist.
I don't know why that would be the first thing to come to mind if I was talking about it though. That's what bugs me. Like, do I just scream? Oh, this guy's gonna bomb
Are
some
you
fuck.
are you telling me that you are using your privilege right now?
What? What are you even talking about?
We got our eyes on you, Randy.
Oh, fuck me.
Oh man. You know what? I probably brought that up because I watch some YouTubers, and I don't know if you guys ever heard of like McNasty or the Do or Soup, Blarg.
No.
No. So these
Uh,
guys, I first I like saw one video, and it was by the guy McNasty, and it's just these guys. They make videos on YouTube, and pretty much they played Rainbow Six Siege for like a long time, and then they switched over on a couple games. And
Okay.
the buddy, their buddy Blarg is like half Arab, pretty much, and so they always make up jokes about like him being a terrorist and stuff, and like everything he does, he like blows up eventually, which is true.
uh,
It happens on like multiple videos, which is hilarious. And so I guess the bomb thing just made me think about that. So
this
kablam.
this was a TV show or like a
No, this is
YouTube
on
series?
YouTube.
Yeah. So how long were like the videos?
About 15 to 20 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like each they some of them have like or like same episodes, but from different points of views, I guess. But there's a guy you can find on YouTube, and his name's Poppy Rick, and he does some pretty good content. I'm not gonna lie, and he's done a lot of compilations of that group. Fucking hilarious, man. They're so good.
What's the funniest movie you guys have ever seen?
Fucking funniest movie.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's a good one.
Schindler's List.
Fuck it, that's really
I'm
funny.
Jewish. I can say that. uh, I don't know. That
Jesus.
that is a thinker.
I think Pineapple Express is pretty fucking funny.
It's a good one. Super bad was pretty funny. Same guy. I was a big
I
Joe Rogan, Seth Rogen simp as a kid.
Yeah.
fuck. Let's see. Oh,
He
you
used
know
to sit
what?
all the
Um, I'm gonna go with Shaun of the Dead.
really.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think that's a really funny movie.
I need to see that. Everything
Second,
that guy has done, I need to watch still.
well, it's kind of a tie. It's a tie between Tenacious D and Shaun of the Dead.
Tenacious D,
The
really?
pick of destiny?
Yeah, bro, that shit was hilarious.
Wow.
That's a surprising one.
It is.
Yeah, dude, I fucking love the D, the Tenacious D.
I remember when I was a kid and saw Seth Rogen's The Green Hornet come out in theaters. I thought that was like one of the greatest movies on the planet.
Really?
Yeah, I was really a big fan of that when it came out. I watch it
I
now. I'm like, yeah, it's slightly corny, but
I didn't watch
that
the Green Hornet actually.
that shit was great. It's worth watching,
Oh,
bro. Watch it at least once.
Wasn't it?
hang on, wait a second. I take it back.
Huh.
I take it back because I just thought about the more funnier ones in my head. 21 and 22 Jump Street.
Yeah, those
Yeah,
are good
those
ones.
are good.
Those
Yeah,
those top two right there.
It's funny you mentioned that because I they put Friday on HBO Max, so I watched that, and it made me want to watch specifically Ice Cube scenes in both of those movies because he was just so great. Stop
Damn.
fucking with Korean Jesus. He ain't got time for your problems. He busy with Korean shit.
No. He's fuck, what is he? Uh, yeah, because Ice Cube's just like, hey, stop fucking with Korean Jesus. He's busy doing Korean shit.
Yeah. And then in the next one, he's like, fuck 21 Jump Street and fuck a Korean Jesus. He's all, dude, Korean Jesus is right there. He's like, no, that's Vietnamese Jesus. Vietnamese Jesus is straight dripping in swagoo.
Uh, fuck, I'm trying to think of another scene that made me laugh with Ice Cube. Uh, there's one at the very end of 21 Jump Street where I think it's fucking hilarious. Like, it's such a good way to end the movie to go to the second one. And it's just like, fucking, all right, you sons of bitches going to college. And then Jonah's character is like, yes. And then Channing Tatum's character is like, no.
I like that one too, because he goes, since you guys obviously love smoking weed with kids, having parties, and fucking anything with a big ass and jeans, I'm gonna send you to a place where all that shit is allowed. And he goes, oh fuck, I love Disney World. You sons of bitches are going to college.
What? Yes. No. Oh, fuck.
Those movies, those movies at face value looked like they were gonna be retarded. So I was very pleasantly surprised at how funny they were.
Yeah,
Yo, speaking
I
of
think
that, Rob Riggle in 21 and 22 Jump Street, bro, he gets so he's really I think he's a fucking hilarious like actor and a comedian. If you guys know who I'm
Yeah,
talking
me too.
about.
you
He
talking
used to
about
be a Marine.
the coach, right?
Yeah, the coach. That's Rob Riggle.
Yeah.
Ah.
And actually what's really fucked up is I watched a roast. I actually watched the roast of Rob Lowe a couple days ago.
Hmm.
And the funniest part was having Pete Davidson make fun of Rob Riggle. And he's like, hey, there's Rob Riggle, he's a really good actor and stuff. But, and he served in the army. And that kind of describes his fan base the few and the proud. It's like,
Yeah, I've
God
seen
damn.
that. Yeah.
I like him in Step Brothers when he's going pa.
Pow!
Yeah.
It's the Catalina fucking wine mixer. Pow! Was he saying pow? Pow!
No, you're putting too much ow on it. It was more like a pa.
Yeah, he was like pow pow.
Pow, pow.
I
Sound like
I
a
know
fucking
that entire
Pokemon.
movie. You know that scene in I Am Legend where Will Smith recites Shrek because he's just been alone for so long? I can do that with Shrek and fucking Step Brothers. That movie is hilarious. Do
Uh,
you guys know what I'm talking about? I feel like I just killed the conversation dead.
I mean, kinda.
Yeah, there's a the fact of the matter, I could recite Step Brothers front to back, is what I meant.
I mean, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, no, it was so the legend goes, my parents were pretty strict, but I was a big fan of Ricky Bobby, and Step Brothers came out, and I guess my mom thought it was PG-13, and she bought me the DVD for Christmas. And of course, I knew what was up, and I just didn't say anything. And it was like my first R-rated movie too, so I was just obsessed with it for like months.
I fuck, I'm trying to think of a time where I went and saw like an R-rated movie.
First one I saw in theaters was Hangover 2. I remember because we bought tickets to Kung Fu Panda and just snuck in.
I'm trying to think of one where I like actually didn't have to what is it? Like I didn't get carded for it and I was still like not old enough to go there. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I'm trying to think of which one. It's fucking tough.
It was kind of weird with that Hangover 2 thing because 3 months later or so, I found myself watching the Teen Choice Awards for God knows what reason, and Hangover 2 won some award, and Ed Helms got up there and he said, "To all the people, since this is the Teen Choice Awards, to all the people that bought tickets to Kung Fu Panda and went to see our movie, thank you." I was like, oh shit, what a surprise.
How do you feel about Jack Black as an actor?
No, I fucking
Clayton.
love him, man.
Clayton.
Name a movie.
Ooh. Gulliver's Travels.
Gulliver's Travels.
Oh, that was the one movie I was hoping you wouldn't name,
Oh,
and
I
I'll
know.
just give you my unfiltered opinion
Oh,
on
I
that.
know.
Okay, good. Seen 20 minutes of it once on HBO when I was a kid. I was like, nope.
Nope.
Yeah, fucking
But
nope.
okay, so here's the thing. School of Rock, Tenacious D, everything Tenacious D is involved with, including that Time Warp cover they did a couple weeks ago. That was fucking great.
Let's do.
Um,
Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, they he surprisingly killed it. But yeah, I said School of Rock, Kung Fu Panda, the first one, maybe the second one. Um, King Kong, I liked that movie. That's a controversial one. But yeah, he's gotten a little Will Smithy. I'll
How's
say that.
that? How's that?
Mm.
Will Smith is another guy I like. He's one of those people that is just naturally likable, but that aspect of them is wrung out so fucking hard that it just gets hard to swallow after a while. They become this like corporate husk of what made them popular.
Yeah.
Like
Them,
Will Smith in
them
his
being,
prime
them
was
being for being a lovable person becomes their brand.
yeah, and then it just becomes ham-fisted and annoying. I'm a
Yeah.
little, and I'll let you guys know right now. I'm a little. Maybe it's because I've spent most of my life watching movies and TV and shit, but I'm a little more critical of shit. And yeah, I think that's what I've noticed with him, especially. Like same with Will Smith. He definitely earned his spot and where he's at, but now it's like, he's known as the guy that goes, yeah. It,
Yeah. Oh,
is that
you know,
Did you,
since
did
we're
you
on
hear
the,
his song?
we're
Sorry, Dakota.
no, you're good. What were you gonna say?
Did you hear his song with Joyner Lucas?
Not that,
I did.
not that I know of.
Did you, Clayton?
I did. I
Yeah,
did.
man, that shit's fire.
It is. Did you guys hear his comeback song he did on his YouTube channel?
No.
This was like 2 or 3 years ago. It was actually pretty banging.
Oh wow.
It's a banger.
What's up,
Yeah.
Coach?
Mm.
Dakota.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
No, because we were on the topic of movies. I had a question for both of you gents. What
Shoot.
was the worst sequel you've seen to a movie?
Still
Oh
waiting.
man.
Still waiting?
Grease 2 is the first thing that comes
JJ,
to
hold.
mind.
Can we acknowledge how little time passed before I gave an answer?
Yes.
I feel like that's fresh on the brain though, because we just talked about waiting recently. You just watched
Okay.
both of those.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's
For
true.
some reason, I saw it once when I was 10, and I'm not like some weird, like, I was in the fifth grade for whatever reason, but I'm not some weird Grease fanboy. But the first thing that came to my head was Grease 2.
Grease 2.
Yeah,
Even
That's just
greasier.
because the first. That's just because the first movie was so terrible. That second movie just has to be just as terrible.
you thought the first one was terrible?
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm not a fan of Grease by any means. I'm not a fan of musicals, bro.
Oh yeah. No, it's pretty corny for sure, but I got into it weirdly in the 10th or when I was 10 because I've always been into music. I think that's just all it was.
It's like
I was
being.
a
It's like being a fan of West Side Story.
yeah.
Damn.
Damn, you uncultured swine.
That
But
was that was one of the most cultured things I've ever said. I don't know what you're talking about.
you don't like West Side Story? Grease I can understand because it's kind of girly, but West Side Story, bro?
With the Sharks versus the Jets.
Yeah,
Yeah, when they snap
Yeah,
their
man.
fingers.
Yeah. And they jump around like acrobats.
Yeah, dude.
yeah.
West Side Story.
Yeah.
Steven Spielberg's making a movie on that right now, a new one.
I have a feeling that that's going to be a great movie
Yeah.
because it's probably going to have no finger snapping in it.
Oh, it'll have finger snapping in it. People fucking be pissed if it doesn't.
What?
That's what, dude. You gotta understand. Even if it's corny and campy, that's one of the staples of that.
Oh
Of
gosh.
so people are gonna want to see that. They'll probably do it maybe a little less, a little more subtly. Like maybe you know it'll show them doing it a little more casually just while they're walking down the street, and they'll cut it to like 4 seconds, just so people can be like, ah, there it is.
There it is. There's the gang walking down the street snapping their fingers. That's what I wanted.
Hey,
That's what I came to
that's what.
see. That really
Hey,
tickled my
that's.
bunghole.
So,
Hey, that reminds me of Borat, man. There's the people that like Borat because it's a hidden camera show that exposes parts of people that they only think they just think they're living their day-to-day life and obviously don't assume that it's going to be shown to
which,
millions and millions of people.
speaking of,
And then there's
uh,
my bad, but just to finish the point, and then there's the people that think it's funny that he goes very nice, which is the main reason why it made millions.
actually, fun fact, Borat 2 was secretly filmed where I'm located in the town or the city
Really?
that I live in.
Wild.
Which
Yeah, that.
which part do you know?
Wait, which one?
Which part of the
Which
movie?
part? Because
Not
it was
I
filmed in
haven't
a bunch of
seen the movie
places.
yet, but I know that there was news about it over here that I was like, hey, Borat 2 was filmed over here. I was like, oh, that's fucking cool, I guess.
That's pretty cool, and that's one hell of a segue because I was gonna say picking out of every movie ever made is hard as hell, but as far as this year goes, Borat 2 takes the cake.
How do y'all feel
Fun.
about the Rudy Giuliani thing?
Did not care for it.
What do you mean?
So I didn't look into it at all, so I don't know what we're talking about.
Okay. Um. So essentially, what I've gathered from this is Sacha Baron Cohen sent this objectively attractive girl to do an interview with Rudy Giuliani, and she's incredibly flirty. She's touching his legs. He's clearly flirting back. He's clearly it's cringy and creepy, but it's like she clearly opened it up for that and acted as if she was enjoying it. So it's not like he was like, I don't know. And then they catch him reaching into his pants, but it's like they were just dealing with audio. He was tucking in his shirt, like they were adjusting. I don't know. It was
He's
weird.
laying flat on his back though when he sticks his hands on his pant down his pants.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
laying
dude.
flat on his back, and then
Yeah,
he tries to say like he has back problems and shit.
yeah. He's
But no,
old
the
as
whole
fuck.
oh fine, but
I got back
the
problems. I'm
second
fucking 24, bro.
you know what? Watch. I'm glad you brought this up because here's my take on it. Watch the scene, dude. The second he follows her into the bedroom, it's over, right? And the second he says, "Hey, can you help me out with this?" It's over. And I'll tell you, I'm not trying to put myself on a pedestal or whatever because I know I'm weirder than the average person, right? But fucking ever since Corona hit, I've been working this job where I'm like the oldest guy there, and 16, 17-year-old girls hit on me. I don't fucking, and I just ignore them. And I'm 24. Like that in some guys' heads would be, debatable, like arguable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only a 6 to 8 year gap, dude. It's cool.
Right.
Well, there's plenty of marriages out there who have longer gaps than that. The thing is when you're 16 or 17, in your head, you're still a fucking child.
Yeah. Dude,
Like, think
I'm
that,
still a child now.
yeah, but at 17, you were really a fucking child, dude.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's not much of a like at the end of the day, who really gives a shit? So it's not like I'm an uproar or anything, but just from what I've seen the movie 7, 8 times. I'm obsessed. Um, and that's what I think, man. Is he was playing into it, and sure, she's flirting with you, but he's told that this girl is 15. She's actually 24, but the dude thinks she's 15, and
Wait, whoa, I did not know that. He was under the impression that he was being interviewed by a 15-year-old girl.
yeah,
Wild.
Does he say that?
not in the movie,
I,
but that's how they paint it.
I don't. That's a hefty accusation, bro. It's a hefty way to
Hmm.
paint it if it's not true, you know? I don't know.
And to play devil's advocate for a minute here, like what kind of 15-year-old is a fucking news reporter that can score an interview with Rudy Giuliani? But I I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't see the movie. I saw a lot of breaking down of that particular scene though, and I don't know. It's if what you're saying is true, and Rudy Giuliani at that moment knew that he was being interviewed by a 15-year-old, then I'm gonna have a completely different outlook towards all of that because that's just super fucking cringy and gross.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah.
But I definitely I have a hard time believing that he thought he was being interviewed by a 15-year-old girl while that interview took place. And if he thought he was being interviewed by a 15-year-old, then that's fucking gross.
Yeah. That's yeah. But as far as, the footage we saw, I think he had sexual intent? Fuck yeah. Do I think he was in the wrong for it, or is it relatable? Maybe. It's not for me to say.
If
Wink
it
wink.
if she said if he thought she was 15, hell fucking yes.
Exactly. That almost is like the fucking deciding factor right there.
Yeah,
Did he did he have sexual intent, and does that open up a dialogue about the way that politicians and people that interview are, have this certain power and manipulative thing over women, blah blah blah. Yeah, sure. Is it the most evil thing in the world? Well, was she 15? Or did he know, or did he think she was 15 or not?
yeah. Like I'm sure it's no shock to anyone that he's probably a horny old man with back problems. You know what I
I
mean?
mean, yeah, I don't know, man. She goes, "Let me help you with this," and she's like helping him. Why is he taking the mic off to begin with?
Because
They
the
went in there to continue the interview.
Oh, they went there to continue the interview?
Yeah. And if they didn't, why the fuck did they go in there?
She asked him to go in there, didn't she? And then he went in?
They went in there. The way they got him to go in there is the same way they did it in Bruno. Sasha Baron Cohen comes in disguise, and he goes, "There's a sound problem, blah blah blah," and they go, "Oh, okay, let's go in here." But then they go in there, and she offers to take off his mic, and then at that point, when you're on a date, it's you playing the game,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
At that point, he knows, oh, gotcha. Go in the room to finish the interview. And why is she taking his fucking mic off? Checkmate.
Yeah.
So, was it a sexual encounter? Yeah. But that is the deciding factor right
Well,
there
then
as to what.
here's also the thing with that scene as well. You also don't know in what order those things were filmed. You have no idea what order each one of those takes was filmed in.
Well, it shows if you've seen the scene. You can't, they wouldn't have come back on another day and then gone into the
No,
bedroom.
no, no. I have a feeling it all happened. All the scenes were recorded at once. I just don't think that each take is chronologically perfect.
Mm.
I think there could have been scenes that could have happened after something happened rather than before something happened. All they do is switch it around, and all of a sudden, that context looks super shitty.
Yeah, I will, just because I've seen it so many times, it seems pretty linear to me, so I tend to disagree with you on that. But just from what I've seen, but I'm open to all possibilities.
Yeah, this,
I
this
think
is just
I
coming.
do
This
definitely.
is coming from someone who doesn't have a Sacha Baron Cohen bias. That's all.
Okay, go ahead and throw me under the bus. Um,
No, you're a Sacha Baron Cohen fan before. It's not throwing you under the bus.
no, yeah, I'm a fan, but I think I don't know. That just see if you want to. Now that you put it that way, if I could take the sugar coating off of it for a second, that seems like a very Republican way to look at the whole scenario from my point of view.
What do you mean?
Like, oh yeah, he had the girl help him take his mic off, and then he laid down on his back, put his hand down his pants for like 7 seconds continuously.
Oh,
He wasn't trying to wake old homeboy up. Of course he just has back problems
oh,
and he was
I'm
tucking in his shirt.
no. Like I said,
You must have a
I think
bias.
he's a horny old man with back problems.
Oh, so what you're saying, like a little bit of both?
Yeah, Clayton, at no point in time did I ever say that your opinion is wrong because you have a bias. I was just enfor-
No, I
I
know.
was just enforcing what I was saying because I for sure don't have one.
Right. No, I know. I'm just making jokes. I felt put on the spot with that. I was like, "Whoa, I'm not sucking his dick or anything
No,
here. I admire the man's work a
no,
little, sure,
no,
but
definitely not.
but no, yeah, I don't think it's all this crazy evil thing. Depending on the age, what he thought, and even then, it's like, would it really be all that shocking
If she was 15, yeah, that's shocking to me.
if he thought she was 15
Yeah,
and he was fucking her?
that's
I
shocking
mean,
as
it's
fuck to
it's
me.
bullshit and it's disgusting, but if that would really shock you, man, you don't really know much about politics.
Yeah,
or the like the way like men with power behave.
yeah.
That's just comes with the territory.
It's just like the
Um,
Epstein thing is just way more prevalent than people would like to believe.
yeah. And they were all connected. Giuliani's best friends with Trump. Trump was friends with Epstein. Vegas is one of the biggest like child pedophile or pedophile um, pedophile rings in the world, probably because this is where all the rich businessmen or all the rich businessmen come to fucking meet together. It's like the United Nations of fucking rich people. This Vegas, and yeah, I don't know. I fall into the rabbit hole with some of this shit.
Yeah, it's not a rabbit hole I like going down. As a parent, it makes me feel really uncomfortable when I do.
The thing that you brought up the Sacha Baron Cohen bias, and I will throw this bit of criticism into the ring. One of the questions I have about Sacha Baron Cohen is why he gets involved with U.S. politics as heavily as he does, and not the politics of his own
I
country.
think it's because it's so laughable. I think
Yeah,
I, I think it's so easy to poke fun at, and there's such a broader audience towards it. It's just like, come on now, our president's a reality TV star.
yeah. I mean, the world's been laughing at us for a little while
Yeah,
now. That was one of the criticisms that one of the more cynical movie reviewers I watch had about Borat 2 is that the first Borat, uh, you know, Borat made fun of Jews and he made fun of things, and it was obvious that the joke was that he was wrong. And then in the new one, they're kind of making fun of Americans the whole movie, but he means it.
but he means it.
It took this, yeah, like the second one took way more of a political
Yeah.
tone. Like the whole movie was pretty much a fuck you to Republicans, and he even said he put it out right before the election on purpose. The end right before the credits, it goes, "Now go vote, or you will be execute."
Or you be execute.
Um, yeah, and he goes, "Oh, if I don't promote movie film, I will be executed." Uh, and yeah, but I thought they did it pretty well, to be honest with you, because the whole well, you guys haven't seen it by now, so I don't feel like spoiling it really matters. Um, the whole arc of that movie is that he kind of comes around and he's treating his daughter like a farm animal the whole movie, and then at the end, they become really close and shit in kind of a cheesy way. But yeah, that was kind of the whole point of it, and they just make fun of Republicans basically the whole movie.
You're
It's
not
great.
allowed to say that about people being negatively treated because it's derogatory towards farm animals, and animals have rights too.
Damn, look at this guy. This fucking guy over here, man. Spreading the
sticking
truth.
up, sticking up for the cattle.
Fucking nerd.
I'm gonna go get a bowl of
but
cereal with my whole ass milk that came from the terrible dairy industry, because this shit's dank.
ah, probably came from a goat.
I'm drinking goat milk. Well,
So,
folks,
But
I
yeah.
think. Oh, go for it.
I just to fucking keep it up one more segment and then I'm probably out of gas, maybe. Um, this is gonna be probably more directed to Clay because, well, maybe you could answer too, but I don't think you have a need to do this anymore because you have your girlfriend slash future wife possibly.
Possibly. We're engaged. It's not possibly.
Oh, well then your future wife. Sorry. Um, who's you watch porn, right, Clay? Never.
Never.
You
That
fucking
shit's
Christian
disgusting.
bullshit.
As I
Oh,
heard, it was once called smut.
Smut. I
yeah,
like listening to
that
smut.
disgusting, perverted smut. No, I've only got 3 tabs of it open in the other browser right now.
Wait.
It's
Wait. Who's your favorite porn star?
I don't go by porn star, man. I don't.
Was it like?
I just
Is it
watch
like what?
stuff.
Is it like what Trevor from Grand Theft Auto said? He goes, "I don't know what I'm looking for, but when I find it, I'll let you know."
Kinda. I just think, why have a personal connection to somebody that is literally putting themselves out there for everybody to look at? Like, it's not really. I guess if you find someone you find really, really attractive, but I haven't had one of those in a while, where you just like keep watching the videos with the same person.
I mean,
So I couldn't tell you.
I don't like. I'll randomly go through shit too, but I at least have like a couple favorites. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Nah.
go ahead, shoot.
So my fucking I I personally I like Mia Khalifa.
How did I know that was going to be
I
the first
mean,
name you
hey, come
said?
on, give me a break. But and also
She was
another chick
from
named
the
Noelle Easton. Yeah,
uh, haven't heard that one. Yeah, I can't even. I don't even know any. I've always been like that. It's a very impersonal thing, I guess.
I don't want to know you. I just
Well, I
want to
think there's
bust
just no
my nut
personal
tip.
connection there.
I just want to hit it and quit it.
I want
Let's
to
not
hit
even
and
tell each
quit.
other
Well,
each
there's
other's
no.
names.
Well, it's like movies, you know. Unless they put on one fucking hell of a performance, it's just another movie.
Well, yeah, I
You know, I'm
guess.
not gonna take this girl out for drinks or nothing. She's never gonna reply to any of my messages. Like, you know, it's not a. I've never
You
looked
mean
at porn as something like a personal
you
thing
mean to
like
tell
that.
me that there isn't
To me,
hot babes looking for you in your local area?
Yes.
yeah. If like, I think that's what it is. Is like I'm watching porn because I'm not having sex with a physical person in real life. So it's like I'm not. Yeah, I'm not trying to know their life story.
You don't care about the context. Just want to hit it and quit it.
Yeah, but to be fair, they don't care about the context of my life. They're not going through their viewer analytics and being like, "Oh, I wonder what. I hope everybody's doing okay."
I think they do that on OnlyFans.
Oh fuck.
Oh yeah, because they're getting paid.
You get paid to have this weird relationship with this person. It's strange.
Yeah, it's just so hollow. Maybe I'm an elitist. You know what I mean? Like paying for any form of sexual encounter that's not like a hooker just doesn't make
Mm,
any sense to me. Like even strip clubs. What? Why would I go to a pussy museum when Pornhub
I
is in my
mean,
pocket?
true facts.
Museum.
Well, because it's yeah, they grind their shit on you and they're shaking their shit all around, and it's like, but you're not really doing anything. What's the point?
Yeah, it's true.
Oh fuck.
It's just a tease. You're literally paying like top dollar to get blue balls. I don't get it.
Fucking top dollar for blue balls.
Some people just straight up nut. I've never been at a strip club, but
That would be embarrassing as fuck.
Bro, oh man. I had a hella awkward experience at a strip club before. And it was
Oh
in
yeah.
Tempe/Phoenix, Arizona. And
uh,
and this is with
everybody knows all the country's finest hookers are.
yeah, this was with Chris and Patrick, Randy. And
Uh-huh.
basically, what happened was we went to a death metal concert, and Chris got too fucked up, so I had to take him back to our hotel, and then I had to go back to the concert to go find Patrick, and we missed the final like header of the concert because he got fucking headbutted by somebody at the concert.
What do you do?
No,
To
I fuck like he went in the mosh pit, and then all of a sudden some dude was just like, "Hey man, fucking, I'm gonna headbutt you," apparently. And so
Wow.
yeah, that was just the fucking thing. It was like, all right, cool. So I had to get him. We missed the final show, and then we go back to the hotel room. Chris is missing. I was like, fuck, bro. Like, where the hell is Chris? Because like I just left him here. Like I couldn't watch him because I had to go get Patrick. And then he's in the rental car that we borrowed to go to Tempe, and it was just like, all right, come on, Chris. Like, let's go back to the hotel room. Got him back in there, and then I was trying to like sleep because there was like nothing going on, and then they fucking left and went to Denny's, bought some food, and then they came back with the Denny's and gave me some, and it was like, all right, let's go to the strip club, and it was like, what the fuck? It was like, bro, it's like 3 a.m, and then it got to that point where I was just like, you know what, fuck it, yeah, let's go to the strip club, I don't care, and so we went to the strip club, and Chris got too fucked up where he got kicked out. And
Oh God.
this is before Patrick was with his girl. But right when I got a lap dance from a chick, and I'll never forget it because it made me fucking super awkward through the whole night. And it was a chick. Her stripper name was Princess.
Of course.
Sounds about right.
And I'll tell you real quick, gentlemen, fucking boy, oh boy, was that a fucking terrific nightmare if I've ever seen one.
Why?
Because when I I had a little too much to drink to the point where I got multiple dances from this chick.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and with that being said, when when by the third one, she had to make it awkward as shit and tell me that she was like 19 or 20, and she dropped out of college to do this to make money.
Mm.
And
that made it super awkward for you.
Which point
yeah,
you
it was
said
just
what?
super fucking awkward for me because I was just like, bro, like what the fuck, like
Uh,
why is
there's
this?
people who pay extra for that.
I mean, yeah, but it didn't work like that. It was just, I don't know, it was super awkward for me because I was fucking older and I was just like, God, why are you just fucking ruining this now? And my chub's gone. Like, God damn it.
19, that's nothing. I don't see very many differences between like somebody my age and a 19-year-old.
I don't know. It was just
I
fucking,
do.
it was weird for me, man. This is not a good time.
Actually, yeah, that's not fair to say. I've learned a lot of shit since I was 19. But anyways,
Yeah, man, growth game strong.
I could see how that could be uncomfortable. Yeah. Shit.
Well, guys, I think it's time to wrap it up.
I think so too.
Well,
All right. Well, it was good having another episode with
yeah,
you
man,
guys.
remotely dope.
Remotely dope. And hopefully
Remotely
by sometime next week we'll get back together and figure this shit out.
Hell yeah, we're back, boys.
We're
We're back.
We're back.
Put this shit in your pipe and smoke it.
Also,
Or put this dope in your pipe and smoke
don't
it.
forget to follow my Twitch stream, Remotely Dope.
Yeah, eventually we'll all be popping
Don't
on
forget to
Twitch
follow.
and start streaming shit, hopefully.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. And follow Mia Khalifa. She'll come back eventually.
Fuck.